Very good news for us devs. Nuxt has decided to join Vercel. Starting from V4, there's going to be a lot of changes. Specifically, they decided to release NuxtUI V4 completely for free. And this means that we can now access tons of components. And so what we're going to do today is just take the blog that we implemented natively last time and basically convert it to using all the new NuxtUI components. So we already have everything installed, and so we can just start right away our conversion. The first thing we want to do is just go to our index page for our article. I already cleaned it up. And so what we want to do here is just use the UPage component from NuxtUI. So inside here, the documentation, you're going to have tons of new components. If you have been using NuxtUI, the free version, there are a lot more in the pro version, and that means that starting from V4, you're going to have all of these components available by creating a UPage, which is basically a component that wraps a content page, let's say, in which we can put a left, a right column, and a center element. We are just going to use the UPage body. Then we just copy and paste the reference to the YouTube video so you can always have it available. And we are going to change a little bit how we handle the content search. Specifically, if you go to the documentation here, you can see that you already have the content search implemented, a command palette implemented in which you can search inside. And we are going to use this component together with the content search button to actually implement our search functionality. So let's go back here. And we are just going to use this field group in which we have a content search button with some good styling and some key bindings. And then we are going to have our client only content search. And we need to pass these properties. So we bind it to the Control K, that way we can actually open it with shortcut. Then we need to create this query, which is going to be just a text ref. Now we need to fetch all our content files and also information about the navigation. To do that, we can just copy and paste this code here, and this is just taken from the documentation. So for the navigation, we are just using the query collection navigation directly from NuxtUI. And then to get all the files, we are using this lazy async data because we just need it whenever the content search actually opens. So we can just hit save and then run the server. And we can see here that we have in our index articles page already like the thing styled up, and we have this search button that if we click, it's going to open an already implemented command palette in which we can also like change the theme if we want, but we can just directly look inside here. And if I type something, so for example drink, is going to automatically take all the references inside our content. So basically we already just implemented the content search, just one single component. Last time we had to implement it ourselves, and you can see that with NuxtUI it's much easier. Let's just set the dark theme because my eyes are burning. So if we go back to our code, you can see here that I'm also using different components from NuxtUI. So now what we need to do is just list our blog posts here. If we do not have any articles, just display this uEmpty component again from NuxtUI, which is going to be already styled up and very cool. Of course, we need to fetch our articles. We can just fetch them all with this query collection right here. Instead, if we have some articles, display this component here, which is going to just align a grid of articles together. For each one of them, create a uBlog post component, bind all the required properties inside here. So I'm just going to copy and paste all the meta data. So for example, the title, the description, the thumbnail of the article. Then we are going to add our badge as the last time. So basically we are going to display this new badge whenever the article is newer than 1 week. Then we just update the date of the article and we set the path of the article. And finally, we just give it some variant because I think naked is very cool. Now, if we go back to our page, you can see right away that we have our articles card correctly styled up, and this is very cool. We already have like the animation. This is already responsive, so if we shrink down, everything is perfect. In 2 minutes, we were able to just create this beautiful blog page. And now if we click on one of the blog, we go to the page which is empty because I just cleared it. So if we go here to the ID, this is empty. As before, we are going to use the UPage component, and in this case we are going to use the left and the right column because we are going to display on the right column our content navigation. On the right, we can use this UPage aside component, which is going to automatically be aligned on the right and correctly styled up. I want to change a little bit the proportion of the page, update the center to have a 7 column span instead of 8, and then adjust also the column span on the aside to match the total of 10. First thing we want is some anchors, and we again can use these U page anchors. I'm just going to link my YouTube and then have a link to all of other articles. Then we have a little separator, and we are going to have our content table of content, which is basically the thing that we implemented manually in the last video that took us basically 20 minutes to develop. In this case, you can see that we already have it implemented, perfectly styled up, and this is very cool. Of course, we need to take a reference to our article data, use this sync data. We can take the route inside the body of our page. We're going to add a few stuff, a page header that we are going to complete later. Then we are going to use a UPage body. So we can just hit save and see what we have here. Basically on the right, we already have our content navigation here. We have our links. So if we click here, we can go back to our articles. So it's correctly styled up, and we have a section in which we can display our blog. We are going to add below the content table of content this uField group, which is going to give some functionality to our blog. Specifically, we are going to be able to share this article or just copy the URL. So let's just implement these two functions. One is using the clipboard and the toast. One is just using the navigator native share functionality. So we can just import. This is coming from view use, and then the toast. And now we have also this functionality of being able to copy the URL of the article or just directly share it using the native navigator. We are going to work on this page header right here, and we want to pass some data, specifically the title, the description, and then some headline. In this case, I'm using blog, but you can always include this headline in the article metadata and just take it from here. We can hit save, go back, and now we see that we already have our blog with the headline, the title, and the description. Then we are going to go inside because we want to be able to display the user, the reading time, our badges, and stuff like this. So first thing, we just create this div right here, which is going to style up some stuff. Then we are going to have a column in which we display the author and the badges of this article. And you can see that I'm using this user component from NuxtUI, which is extremely cool because you just pass it the name, the description, the avatar. You can also pass a link, and it's going to basically create a flex row displaying the user. So we are missing this author L reference, which is the same that we talked about in the last video when we created the blog natively. So we can just create this reference right here, and we can take this on the unmounted event, do it like this. And now if we go back to our page, we can see that we have our user, so the author, and also the badges of. Now we are just going to add this metadata for the article. This is just copying and pasting the code from the native blog page. We need to import, of course, the JS, and then we also need to take this reading time text, and we coded and implemented all of this stuff in the blog series. So if you haven't watched it, just go check it out, because in this video I'm just going to basically take a big chunk of the code and just translate it to NuxtUI. This is what I'm doing. So this is why I'm going fairly fast. Of course, I need to import it like this. Okay, and hit save, and we have also our metadata here. Now we can see that this article page is actually responsive. So if we go down, this on the right disappears, but now we do not have any way to actually navigate inside the content. So what we need to do, in the same way we did in the native blog, we need to create a drop down that when we click, it's going to open a menu in which we can select which section we want to jump in. And to do that, we actually can simply take this code for the content talk element, this one right here, copy it and paste it below the page header. And the only thing we need to change is just make this conditional. So whenever we are on larger screen hidden, and now we have our content on the right, and then if we shrink down, our content talk is going to be placed at the top. We can of course open this. It seems a lot of code, but really what I'm doing is just taking the data and mapping, let's say, to properties of NuxtUI. Now we can jump right into our body and actually display the content of our blog. So this code is exactly the same. We just use the content renderer from Nuxt content. We give it the ID. In this way, we are able to actually take this inside our unmounted handler. Then we pass it the data and just add this markdown content, which is again the class that we specified here. This has become very small because basically NuxtUI Pro is handling all the styling for us. Go back here and we can see that we have our blog page perfectly displayed, and we have this navigation on the top that sticks on the top exactly as we wanted. We have this indicator that the last time we had to implement on our own was pretty tricky. Right now, of course, Nuxt content is handling this for us, so this is very cool. Let's go back to our code and finish our blog page. And now we want to display a section in which we can actually put our related articles. To do that, just create a div, and then we are going to paste this code. Again, nothing fancy. We are just using the same component here. You see uBlog posts is going to be the same, and we are going to create a uBlog post card for each one of the our related articles. We can hit save and just take these related article links. And to do that, it's the same identical code of our native blog. So we can just paste this. Of course, we need to import a Lodash. You can see that we have a section in which all of our related articles are displayed. And we can do even more. So what we can do is just add a navigation buttons cards on the bottom here that is going to allow us to jump to the next and to the previous blog post. And to do that, it's very simple again with NuxtUI. So going back to the code, it's as simple as this. And we need to create this surround element. And we can get this using, again, a NuxtUI. What we are doing is just querying the collection item surrounding. This is coming from NuxtUI. And go back to our page. You can see that on the bottom, we have the possibility to navigate directly to the next blog post. Now hit this one, and it's going to the next blog, which is extremely cool. We are almost done. One thing that I'm seeing is that basically we want to make this div conditional. We are going to render this only if the length of the links is greater than 0. If we see here, whenever we click on the title, we are going to scroll to the correct height, let's say. But if we shrink down, basically our content talk is going to appear on the top. If we now click, for example, on this title right here, this title is going to be behind our content element. This is very easy to fix, so we can go just on our CSS inside our article component and just add this code right here. Whenever we are on smaller screen, we are just going to take the default margin top and just add 4. Now, whenever we click, for example, on this title right here, it's going to be perfectly aligned on the top. We basically cleared the code, so we do not have any SEO optimization here. So we can just copy and paste the exact same code we used in our blog. And this can seem very long, but it's literally just copy and pasted from the code that we implemented in the latest video. We need to import this app meta. We should have our blog perfectly implemented. Just hit reload. And now we have our blog perfectly implemented with NuxtUI, and it also has all the SEO optimization that we did in the last video. So if we go here, and we have also our structured data, you can see here that we have everything. Now you can see here that we are using some components here to display, for example, this card and also these alerts. Actually, these alerts, we were using our custom made component here. So this alert.global right here. But actually using NuxtUI, the Pro version, we have access to a lot of different components that we can use inside our content. So for example, we have this native card here, a lot of stuff going on here. So what I want to do is just take the Markdown files that we had for our content. So these 3 right here, and just basically convert whenever I can to using these new NuxtUI components for Nuxt content. So we can start by changing the alert and actually use this call out component right here. I'm just going to convert one. So we can see here we have this alert right here, and it's of type info. We can just change this to a note. We can remove this type, we do not need it. We can take this description and actually put it inside as a slot. You can see that now we have this alert, which is styled up with NuxtUI. We can also change this uCard right here. We are using the native uCard. We can just use the card component. We can give this a title, and then inside is going to have the default slot as this. You can hit save. And you can see that the card is much better. I mean, it's better aligned with the style. In the end, it comes down to preferences. I mean, you can always keep using the normal alerts, but like for the sake of style consistency, I just decided that I'm going to convert all of the articles with using NuxtUI components. And I just want to show you how you can customize a little bit the blog. So if we go to our my own websites, you can see here that I have my blog, and it's basically created exactly using this framework using NuxtUI. So I just have, you know, some links here that are displayed automatically. So for example, if in the metadata of the article I specify that this tutorial has a YouTube video or a repository link, is just going to automatically add this link right here. You can see here that I'm also using all the code components from NuxtUI, and this looks very, very cool. Look at this. You can also, for example, highlight lines, and in the end, you also have the possibility to give a full code with the collapse functionality. And this is coming from NuxtUI, like this is all already implemented components. So you can have a blog like this, which is extremely cool, just using NuxtUI. You see here, I also have this cool mathematical function. So basically what I'm doing is just embedding LateX code, let's say, inside our blog. So this is the last thing we are going to do on our own blog. So at the moment, we do not have this functionality. And to do that, we need to add 2 plugins to our Nuxt content. So what we need to install is just, we can stop the server and run rehype catex and also the remark math. Then we can add our remark math plugin to our remark plugins section here. Just pass an empty options. And then we can also add a new field called rehype plugins. You can see here, add our rehype catex right here. And now one last thing, we need to add the CSS to our CSS entry right here. And the CSS file we are interested in is this one right here. So it's coming from catex. Now we can hit save and just run the server again, and just let's try something. So here, let's try a new math formula. So we are going to define, using the LaTeX language, a new formula. So for example, f of x equals log of x plus 1. Wait that the server reloads. And now you can see here that we have our mathematical function displayed, and it's using the correct style. And this is very powerful because whenever you are writing, let's say, some content that requires some math formulas inside, it's very ugly to just literally just put them as normal text. Now you have the possibility to display math formulas like this. So this is the end of this video. We just converted the blog that we had to a new one using all the new NuxtUI Pro components, which is not Pro anymore, so it's free. So I really suggest you to just go to the NuxtUI documentation and check out all the components here, because there are a lot of components that are very cool. All this dashboard section right here, which allows you to create dashboard very, very easily. Probably I'm going to make a video on how to create a dashboard with these components right here, because I already created one. And it's insane, it's very fast, and that's it for today's video. Thanks for following, and cheers.